So now we're recording. I welcome everyone. I was going to say guests, but we are all participating. We're all leaders of this meditation, and I'll tell you why. Because when I am speaking to you, coming here within this circle, we are accessing and pulling down the guidance together. It's not just me, but I'm Jan Jorgensen, and this holding space is soundandlighthealingarts.com. And the reason we do these meditations is to assist and support us for our next highest best step. And now particularly it is, we have a pandemic. It's this almost like we're at war everywhere, even in the air that we breathe. We might be bringing in something that it could be very, very harmful, uncomfortable, and take us out of this life. So on a certain level, we have to let go of the primal fear that we can't control everything and that we might be really, really hurt. So we're going to work with that. We're going to work with this feeling of mistrust that we're not highly accurately guided in every moment. What happens is this fear becomes a distracting film that keeps us from seeing our next highest best step, next biased, pretty funny, mixing words. And again, as I'm speaking in these groups, I don't plan anything. The words are kind of dropping in for me, almost like ping pong balls that you are creating as part of our community together. So when you come, it's like drinking at the well, the vibrational drink that you're asking for in this moment, and I'm bringing it through the transmission system of speaking. So you're here to receive something this morning, and so let's get the taps flowing. We're here at the Divine Bar, and I have this beautiful little image here, and this is it. This is like the Holy Grail, the Holy Chalice. And we women often get low on this. We pour it all out for everyone else. And so we need to refill this so we not only can imbibe and drink restoration and feeling safe and ready to go step by step in our path, but then others will see it bright and shiny and, oh my God, that attracts my attention. So the first thing I'd like to say in finding your next best step is patience is required. You've lived here for many years, many decades, and now you are seeing the beauty of specific signposts in your life. And right now you might go for 2 weeks without being connected to spirit, with that distracting film of fear and this and that. And of course, the idea is to be grounded in every moment and to be seeing absolutely clear ahead without this. It's almost like a shower curtain always rustling with water, and we can't see the clear waters. So we are learning to keep the eagle's view of overseeing movement and knowing what is worth giving our attention to. We are constantly keeping our fluid high so that we are resourced ourselves. We are not draining ourselves, but we're looking at the bigger picture so that we can accurately listen to, see, and discern, like the eagle, what is worth giving our attention to for the very next best step. Now, being human, I wasn't going to say drama queens, but theatrical and thinking, let's get on with this. Let's get to the climax. Let's get to where I am rich and popular and everything's wonderful and I stay young, ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. We all have that picture. And for me, it's a shift where good, beautiful people are residing on earth in benevolent ways. However, don't you think that this big of a shift hasn't been planned? Not just for millennium, but thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And this is but a blink. And your presence here, great divine being that you are, bringing in this new vibrational spice to bake the cake. This is a blink transitional zone. And remember that you're actually a visitor here. This isn't your whole self. This theater and this idea of this big picture, which is grounded in the old third dimension of Earth anyway, let it go. Let it go. And only keep this specific eyes and ears open to the next best step that excites you. And you say, yes, I'd like to give my energy to that. So that's what our meditation is today. It's not about the bigger vision and goal. Just by choosing that next best step, you are co-creating it, and you are bringing all your passion, your juice, and your movement. And you may not even know the zigs and the zags and the curves that this next best, highest step will take you, and it may not make sense at the time. I bring you back to this cup. This cup is from Chartres Cathedral. Gosh, I almost feel I stole it. It's so beautiful. It is gold plated. I saw it perhaps 6 or 7 years ago when I was in Chartres in a spiritual pilgrimage, and I actually picked it up. I have a picture of myself holding it, looking at, saying, this is what I am searching for. There is something about what this represents. But I knew at that moment that, I don't know how much it was, 1,100 euros. And of course, that's a magical number for me. That's a lot. That's like 1,500 American dollars. And I said, no, but I know it's what I'm looking for. So I set it aside. So this last fall, I'm in Chartres, and guess what? There's a lot of chalices there. And I said, which one was it? This one. And in that moment, a puzzle piece of my life fell significantly together. Had I purchased it before, had I not trusted my gut, I wasn't to be the holder of this. So it's like precise time and space, geometrical nodes that are signposts that give our body signs and knowings. Yes, I picked it up, and you know, the Chartres Cathedral store, they were really, you could tell, hurting for money. And I went up and I said, I think this is for me. And he says, that's been here forever, waiting and waiting and waiting. He said, it's like no one ever really put their eyes on it. And it's the most expensive, most valuable thing practically in the store. And I'll give it to you for half price. Mine. Here it is. I used it to sing Ave Maria at Easter, at the time of resurrection and rebirth. So this is now, for me, a signpost. So think about, as we drop into this meditation, of course, we're going to pull away the shower curtain and all the din, and we're not going to ask or covet. If I guess this is a story of coveting, saying me, my, I want, before it's time. I really earned this. It is a part of me where it became within my realm to have and use and work with, rather than just spending 1,100 euros sitting on a shelf saying, I have it. This is the time of zeroing in. The next step has a formula that works for you. The money arrives, the people arrive, everything, the puzzle piece fits into place. And we're constantly trying to push a tired, fear-based, misguided world and form that goddamn puzzle piece and make it work so we can be happy with the vision that we have based on our third dimensional self. It's really kind of comical, isn't it? When spirit and our guides are right there whispering, trying to get our attention. This little step is your next best step. This step is the next best step. So let your Geiger counter of your heart be your feeling guide. be your sense of, yes, this is absolutely right. Okay. So now we're going to drop into our pin the video view. Excellent. So I'm knowing that some of you have seen yourself in that scenario that I'm describing. Okay. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Let your somatic body already begin to feel the prompts, like the Skinner's theories, that your mind is already stilling even before I say the words. You are letting go of all the thoughts that led up to this moment that prepared you for this inner-outer experience of alignment, for your nervous systems, for your perceptions of the timing of your life and the final goals and results. You are letting go, almost as if you are on your last day of graduate school, and you know you have lots of tools, the whole world is open to you, and you have a vague idea of where your gifts might plug in, but suddenly the world changed. And what you were trained for, what you thought you were going to do, is going to need a lot of breath and creativity and higher guidance. The highest, best, next step for you. And what is required is a softer holding of the reins of your life. And then handing the reins over to your higher guidance. In this surrender, you have everything. In every moment, you are resourced, you are held. And it is a softness, not a clenching. So let your body go soft. And this beautiful feminine essence of being a receiver will serve you now. Like soft waters that are not whipped up by waves, but held securely and powerfully and calmly by your spiritual connection to Source. So as we say those words, feel your body responding to that. Focus on your heart, and it is an ocean. And humans are breathing tumultuous, fear-based tsunamis. But you are not affected. You are standing powerfully, your silhouette, witnessing this storm as a being of light. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth as we ask and intend to set a sacred space. We place a hold on of balance over your own energy field. Notice how your energy field is different than the outer world. And that is good. Notice how the energy emanating from your body is other people's thoughts. You are removing everything that is not yours to experience in this beautiful geometric structure we call the holon of balance. Take a deep breath, and you are just releasing through the semi-permeable membrane the shower curtain, that rubbery, yucky thing that is just billowing always in your sight, around your heart, and keeping you encased in distractive, exhausting energies. So in this next breath, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale out your mouth, just blow it away. Blow it away. And notice that there is a stillness simply because you have commanded to be released from this filmy, bellowing, energetic block. So we ask and intend that we remove any fears floating around within ourselves, so we might see something we don't want to see. We ask to bring in the vibration of trust, that seeing the highest, best truth for ourselves is like coming home. It is a returning to the deepest, deepest anchoring sense of trustworthy peace that we have ever experienced. So feel now, before we have even imagined our next best step, you are residing in this, it's like a column of light. We are, of course, surrounded by other loving spiritual beings. Imagine divine spiritual beings we can't see. They have many names and faces. You have your favorites. There are many beings residing on the earth now who hold magnificent energy fields. And in this stillness, in your bright, shiny self, they are nodding and acknowledging your presence and welcoming you into the team with open eyes. The team to restore Earth and her people to sanity and goodness once again. If this resonates for you, feel it in your bones. You are a transducer of heavenly, divine activities, spaced in a timely, sequential manner for hugely beneficial outcomes for the earth. This puts our own personal issues and our own driving mechanisms, it pales. Those pictures pale at the bigger knowing that what is to come through your actions makes it all worth it. So they say that appreciation opens the heart. So let appreciation for yourself, reflected back to you by all these divine beings, fill your heart. Any sense of dread for what is to come, or grief for what you sense you've lost, let your heart restore to a balance point, that this is but a blink in the complete rebirthing of Earth. So we must hold this powerful, calm silhouette as the tsunamis and issues of Earth wash around us and over us for a few short coming years. We are now resolving to stay deeply connected with this vibration of trust, hope, and inspiration within our heart as we now ask and intend powerfully to be guided in each moment that we remember to ask the next best step. It may not make sense. It might be a puzzle piece that appears later as an important part of your journey, your training, your remembering. But Spirit will not fail you unless you fail to ask. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. In this moment, imagine you're opening your crown chakra and you are asking for Source to be your guiding light, to answer your question, and to give you a sign of how you know that you are connecting to your highest next best step. So imagine that Source has created a beautiful projection system in the sky, in heaven, in the middle universe, whatever. And it is a big white diaphanous screen. And you are asking for Source and all of the beings on the ladder up towards Source, everyone. You're asking, intending that everyone transpire and work with you to show you that projection system and to show on that screen so that you know it so deeply, your guidance system. Is it colors moving? Is it a green or red light? Yes or no? Is it actual words? Is it getting a full body chill? I'm going to give a little space now where I will be quiet. And you will stand powerfully right in that communication system and get it. Figure it out. Learn to drive it. Learn to understand it. Learn to fine tune your listening, receiving, and decoding system so that you know your next best step. So let's drop into that space so that your human heart can open and reside in this projection system and receive that training simply by asking now. Let's take another deep breath and know that this rewiring from Source to yourself is a process, an intricate connection of the 0 points of your geometric energetic structure with Source, and that it grows and strengthens and continues also know that simultaneously other beings are connecting to their source system powerfully, and this is contributing to an overall power voltage communication grid that is amping up, that supports you. It's like putting in fiber optic cables of greater and greater amplitude and ability. So take a deep breath and just ask and intend that this continue and strengthen and surprise you in the subtle, wonderful ways that as you are going through your day to choose that next best step, that you are receiving prompts and messages and signs and synchronicities that strengthen your confidence with this infallible system. Having trust in this guidance system that sometimes is silent to let you be brave and figure it out as well. So take a deep breath, and we are going to release this process, which is very powerful, and gently and slowly come back into our normal consciousness. We can't call it normal because we've supercharged ourselves, and now we have this super optic umbilical cord and little connections coming in. And it was wonderful to see, as I was contemplating my projection system, seeing multitudes of masses of people hooking up their projection systems where they're very close, very attuned to the highest good for all, and will assure etheric and human consciousness decisions, visions, and co-creations that are created as a whole good for humanity. It's that 100 monkey effect. So our meditation has assisted in this turning of the tides, calming of the seas. So hopefully it has benefited you personally to go calm, clear the way, and have your guidance system to powerfully, with trust, choose that next best step. Even if you can't see where it's leading, you know it's the right choice. And you've had those examples in your life. I don't know why, but I did it. Now I see why. That your guidance system, intuition, complementing spiritual guidance for your human will. So I've just been talking a bit while we come out of this. We come back into our bodies and take a nice deep breath, wiggle our fingers and toes. And as we finish this part of our time together, always remember, just imagine a beautiful golden resilient bubble around your energy field, and that helps you stay afloat, and everything else bounces off. The news just goes in. Okay, those facts. Someone says this. Okay, those are facts. But you are holding your own calm, with clarity, energetic field. Great. Okay, so thanks for joining me for this part. People stay sometimes after, and so I stopped the recording, and we'll go ahead and see if anybody has any questions or sharing at this point. Okay. Oh, Jan Jorgensen at soundandlighthealingarts.com, in case it's your first time tuning in. Thanks.